what's up, guys? It is Dan from FightWave, and today I'm joined by somebody who I'm very excited to speak with, and I don't think it requires any introduction, but I'm going to give him an introduction regardless because he's been making absolute waves since an explosive debut knockout over Sam Patterson. I think he's really gotten onto everyone's radar, and he's fighting Chris Duncan in a few weeks' time at the O2 in UFC London, and I'm joined by Yanal Ashmouz. How you doing today, brother?
I feel good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal, man. Obviously, first and foremost, you're coming off an amazing win, and a win that I think put a lot of fans onto notice when it comes to watching you fight. And your story of your career has just been explosive fights, great finishes, and you've just been a phenomenal fighter. Talk to me, obviously, about how you're feeling. You're in training camp right now. How's everything been?
Well, we started training camp like maybe 3 weeks ago, and I feel very good. Like every training camp I start, I feel like I'm growing, getting better in everything, like wrestling, striking, everything. So yeah, it goes good, man. It goes good. Training goes good. No injuries. Like that's the most important thing. And you know, like you said, every fight I'm just go for a knockout or something because that's how the way I see it. Like need some knockout.
No, yeah, definitely. And I think that with the finish over Sam Patterson, an emphatic finish, something that I think put an exclamation mark on what is already an amazing lightweight division. You've really put on some amazing performances, and the guy you're facing at UFC London is someone who doesn't shy away from putting on amazing performances himself. Talk to me a little bit about the Chris Duncan matchup. Obviously, just how you're looking into this matchup and what kind of excites you about this fight, because it's a fight that's going to be, I think, has possibly fight of the night written all over it.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, man. I saw his fights. He's the kind of guy that no matter what happens, he just goes all the way. Either you need to knock him out or submit him. He's not gonna stop. So I'm excited about it because that's what makes the fight good. And I don't underestimate no one. Everyone is good in UFC. So I just don't care about too much what he's gonna do. I'm like more into what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna bring to the fight. So I'm sure it's gonna be good fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think like right now, just where you're at, obviously in your training camp. I know you're in the States right now. You've been in the States for a bulk of your training camp. And when you're not in the States, obviously you're back home. Talk to me just about obviously how life has been training in America. If I'm not mistaken, this isn't your first training camp here. How's the experience been just working here? And I know you've been in the outdoors a little bit. How's it been just training in America?
Well, it's different because in Israel we have like good fighters too, but we're like far away from each other. America is huge and a lot of good fighters, and of course, like a lot of guys from overseas come to train here. So, but in our place, there's not too much gyms or too much fighters. You know what I mean? But we have good fighters too, like maybe 12 fighters that like serious and professional fighters. But like I said, it's a little bit hard, and for me, always when I come here. I train, but all of the arrangements I have in my village, like, just start, getting big. So I need to focus more training, but more to do stuff also because I'm spending here 2 months you know, so it's kind of just, resting and training still when I go back.
No, yeah, definitely. Like you said, like now that you're a little bit more recognizable, the obligations are a little bit more. You have to do a little bit more work outside of just fighting and just stay busy there. So taking the time away to come to the States and just get the training in primarily, it's a good little reset in terms of, just being able to focus on the fight and get forward. And you mentioned, obviously, Israel, and obviously you're a proud Israeli fighter. I think that goes without saying. And also, I think probably the first time I've ever seen a fighter walk out with the Circassian flag. I think just an amazing flag. Honestly, you're proud of where you come from. You're the leader and the face of Israeli MMA right now. I think after your last performance, guys like you, Natan Levy, obviously Aviv Gozali, and like Shimon Smoltrisky are really the face of Israeli mixed martial arts. Talk to me about what it's meant for you to kind of lead the charge in Israeli MMA, and also more importantly, just be there surrounded by a lot of other great fighters and be able to put on amazing performances for your people.
Well, I was born in Israel, so of course I'm gonna this way or another, I'm gonna represent it because I was born there. My whole life I was there, and But also I'm Circassian guy, so like I come from there. That's in my blood, so I cannot ignore it. Like I love being who I am. I'm not lying to anyone. You know what I mean? Like most of the guys, when they see you, you come from Israel, they think straight like you're a Jew or something else. But I mean, if I say I'm not Jew, I'm not lying. If I say I'm yes, I'm lying. So people like getting confused in that one. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I lived there. You know what I mean? It's been like a wonderful life there, and nothing special. So yeah, I'm proud like being Circassian to represent it too. Also, you know.
No, yeah, definitely. I think obviously like a little bit of misconceptions from with a lot of the fighters from Israel. Not everyone's gonna be a Jew, but I think just in terms of your identity, being Circassian, walking out with the flag, a beautiful flag, I might I add. Just walking out and representing your people. What has it meant for you to kind of be able to be a representation of what the Circassian people are like, and also be able to represent both flags at the highest stage in the world?
Well, after the fight, I got like big platform. You can say I don't like a lot of people like saw me in one shot. They didn't know where I come from, and I got like a lot of good vibes. And I didn't think about it, but it was good actually. Like from both sides, everyone was cheering. Like so listen, for me, whoever I make happy, it's good for me. Doesn't matter who. It's not like black and white or you just. I'm just like a peace guy. You know what I mean? Like I'm fighting too. But like I'm not a bad guy. It's just I want to cheer everyone up. Doesn't matter who it is. Like Israel or Palestine, I don't, whatever. Just I'm fighting for my living.
No, yeah, definitely, and I think one of the main things I like about you, is just you're a very good person down to your core. Like you said, fighting for the people. It doesn't matter who the people are, just fighting to make people happy. And I
Yeah.
mean, I talk about obviously identity and stuff. I think it's just like more importantly, just from where being proud of where you come from. Not shying away from. Obviously, the politics part is a nasty part, but I think more importantly, it's like just being prideful of where you come from. I feel like it's so important, and I feel like you've really worn your heart on your sleeve and really showcased that in the octagon, that you're just proud to be a good human being above all else. And you're very
Yeah.
energetic, very charismatic. In the octagon, obviously, I watched the Ariel Hawani interview too. Very energetic, very good vibes, and just a good
Yeah.
person. Talk to me just about not the newfound stardom, but really being able to get a platform now to push your message of kindness and just pushing good energy into the world.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. I mean, after all, that's it. You know what I mean? It's the like guy chooses to be good or bad. Like in my case, I choose to be good with everyone. It's life is too short to try to hate people. You know what I mean? So just get along and just be happy. Be friends and fight each other, fight each other
Right.
and be friends after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just you know need to take the life as it is, like with no hate. It's bullshit.
For
It's
sure,
just
for sure. And I think part of that is just more importantly your upbringing and your connection to your faith and just being raised in a good household, good mannerisms. I think you're just a really, kind guy down to your core. And I think just a fun guy to watch. I look at your Instagram. You're out in the wilderness. You're doing a handstand on the stand with the background. You've got the lumberjack beard. I gotta ask, man. You gotta tell me what do you use for the beard? You gotta put me on game for the beard. I gotta know.
uh, I don't use nothing, but
Just
it just
natural,
grows. I'm just
natural.
sometimes shaving on the side. Yeah, really. It's I don't know. I'm just growing it, and that's it.
Good
Yeah.
genetics, man. I gotta say, just having the beard grow out, and obviously not shying away from being in the outdoors. I can imagine just being in the states, going a little bit into the more foresty area, taking a step back, really just taking a second to decompress. How's it been like just being around nature outside of fighting? Being able to take a step back, go into the woods or go into nature, and really be able to kick back there.
Yeah, sometimes when you do the same thing every day, it's kind of you get sick of it. You need sometimes to miss it. So that's why I like to mix it up sometimes. You need to go out in the nature, just quiet. No training, just relax. Because like I said, I mean, you get sick of it and you don't want to train sometimes because it's too much. You know what I mean? Like, you need to know because all the diets, you're here alone training every time, hard training. It's all of it together. Sometimes you just need to let it go. Just take a rest. So I love nature, and also I love going up stuff, jump, whatever, like the things you saw.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I need it. I think everyone needs it. Just to be in the nature and rest a bit.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I think, just it's so important for fighters to take a step back, decompress, and more importantly, get away from the fighting sometimes. I think a lot of the big things that are misconstrued is fighting is not all a fighter is known for. I think first and foremost, fighters are human beings first, fighters second. And,
Yeah,
that's a message I really like pushing is you got to really enjoy the person for who they are, not just for the fighting that they put on. And I think that with you,
yeah,
we really get to see that, a little bit more of your personality and a little bit more to you that it really makes you more engaging and more interesting to keep up with you in your career. And obviously, located on the East Coast, surrounded by great training partners. I know like guys like Timur Valiev, Zaruk Adashev, like guys that I talk to outside of fighting like Zaruk. They're all based in the East Coast, and there's a very good buzzing, fighting community in the East Coast. How has it been like just connecting with these fighters and really being able to meet up with some of these guys and just get working with them and just, hang out and train with them?
yeah. Well, the guys you mentioned, I
Our
didn't
lighter
meet
weight,
them,
yeah.
but of course I meet like guys from Russia, Dagestan. They come here and we train together. I mean, listen, these guys like very high level. I mean, especially with the wrestling stuff, it's man, it's very good. I'm happy like I have some guys that coming from there because they make you work no matter what. You know, I mean, I had a fight. The PFL fight. I wrestled there a bit, but it's nothing like it's nothing like compared to them. What they can do. So I like it. I like it very much. Like every time you train with good fighters, you're gonna get better. If you choose the fighters you want to train with, they don't know nothing, and just to feel good doesn't it's not gonna help you. You need good guys that makes you work. And these guys, like all of them are tough guys and very good fighters. So yeah, it's good. It's very good.
Absolutely, I think it's just the best type of people to train with is the in terms of improving your wrestling. Obviously, top choice Dagestani wrestlers, great combination for improving your wrestling. And first and foremost, thank you so much for your time and for your good energy. You really radiate just a very positive energy. You're just a good person overall. You bring a great fighting style. And, I mean, I said it off air and on air. I'm a fan of yours. I mean, just you bring a very fun style. You're a great person to speak with, and I'm just honored to have the opportunity to sit down on this platform and speak with you. And obviously, you've
Yeah.
got Chris Duncan on July 22nd at the O2. Not looking past him. Obviously, a win over him would speak volumes to your skill set in the division. But also, just
Yeah.
what are some personal goals? Since we're halfway through 2023, do you have any personal goals you're trying to get done for the second half of the year, or any fighting related goals? I know obviously with a win over Chris, that puts you in a great position, but what are some personal and fighting related goals you have for the remainder of the year?
So like some guy I want to fight, you mean?
Like just any goals, any personal goals or any goals as a competitor.
Oh well, after this fight, I want to fight again. I don't know where. Maybe in USA, maybe Dubai. First, I wanted Dubai, but I have some personal issues like I need to do before, so maybe it's not gonna happen. But whatever it is, like I want to fight again in USA or like I said in Dubai. So I don't care who I fight, to be honest. Like, but if they give me some guy who is known, he has a name, I might reject it because all comes up to money. You know what I mean? If you're gonna fight someone with name, if you give me money, I'll fight. If not, why? You know what I mean? So it depends on the money. But if they give me someone like me, like a guy who just came to UFC and start going up, no problem. I don't care who it is.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Just taking a little bit more of obviously a measured approach in your fighting career, really doing the business side of it importantly, and also just the preparation side of it importantly. And I speak for everyone when I say we're all looking forward to your matchup. I think after the debut that you had, everyone's eyes are glued onto you. It's an exciting fight. And I thank you so much for your time, for your good energy, and for just being a good representation of what a good person is like. In this day and age where hatred is kind of spreading the world, it's honestly kind of refreshing to have someone to speak with who's very kind, lighthearted, and really just focused on the task at hand, not really looking into too deep into stuff and having a good time with life. So I thank you so much for that, for your good energy,
Thank
man.
you.
And to the fans at home watching, if you're not following Yanal on social media, if you're not following the lumberjack, the red fox, the caveman, the lumberjack, the red fox, and just the outdoorsy caveman style of Yanal, and just the good energy, do be sure to check him out on social media. I think he's a phenomenal person, and it's been me, Dan, from FightWave, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this interview. Do be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day, guys.